I am on TikTok, okay? So I've seen these women before and the whole scandal thing, the swinger scandal thing, which was just crazy. And I'm a woman and I just like drama, okay? My life is pretty boring without drama lately, which I'm not complaining about, but I seek it in television like a lot of people do. But I think a little breakdown of what Mormonism is important as well. So I'm going to do a really quick one. Again, if you want to go to this video, I do a massive breakdown of Mormonism. I think it's pretty interesting. But here's the Cliff Notes. So Mormonism is a common nickname for the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, aka the LDS Church. And people in the church are often called Mormons, but they do prefer Latter-day Saints or LDS members. At least the serious ones do. And the term Mormon comes from the Book of Mormon, one of the main religious texts alongside the Bible. And their core beliefs are God is seen as a personal, loving father, and Jesus Christ is central to everything. And they believe in his teachings, his atonement, and his resurrection. But what kind of splits them from Christianity is that they believe in modern day prophets who receive ongoing revelations from God. Like voicemails on your phone from God just giving you updates, basically. And they also believe that families are forever and marriage and family are sacred and eternal. So even if you split from someone, technically the wife is still like attached to the husband, but the husband can split off. And like if they die and then they go to heaven, then the man will technically have like multiple wives and he'll be like a sister wife in heaven. It's interesting stuff. Again, I go into more detail in my last video. But anyway, and essentially everyone is responsible for doing good, being self-reliant, and helping others. So, you know, some good values in there. And the overall church life is that everyone pitches in. Members are asked to take roles like teaching, leading, or helping others. And only men can hold priesthood. But the women do have leadership roles and equal spiritual responsibilities. But in watching the show and in knowing some Mormons, the equal is not the term I'd use. And popular practices are missionary work, temple worship, family history research, and family home evening, which is like a weekly family night, which, I mean, I had weekly family nights. I think that's great. And what they tend to avoid is no coffee, tea, alcohol, tobacco, or drugs. And instead, they just drink swig. Utah is just like, they love their pop or soda. They're just like soda heads because that's the only thing that they can drink. So it's just like simple syrup through the roof in Utah. And they value modesty, clean living, and staying sexually pure until marriage. But some things have changed through revelation, such as polygamy, which is having more than one spouse. And that was ended in 1890. And in 1978, the priesthood was open to all worthy men, regardless of race. So back in the day, it was sketchy. And the church can evolve, and they believe that God continues to guide them through modern prophets. Basically leaving the message on the phone, basically being like, hey, actually, we're gonna switch things up, okay? Tell everybody on Earth. And that is like a very simple recap. Also, no hate to anybody that's Mormon. I'm just trying to put this in like layman's terms for people, basically. So here's a little recap of season 1. So basically, a loosely connected group of Mormon momfluencers gained notoriety in 2022 after their prominent member, Taylor Frankie Paul, she's like the queen bee, the leader of the group, sparked a major scandal, which is basically her publicly revealing that she and several others had participated in soft swinging. Which, if you don't know what that is, it basically refers to couples engaging in sexual activity with each other's partners without full sexual intercourse. Soft swinging. And it shocked everybody because apparently it's not that taboo in the community. Not that everybody does it. I'm not saying everybody does it, but it is known. And even before the controversy erupted, the group's manager had already been pitching their lifestyle as a potential reality TV series. And once the scandal broke, a deal was swiftly finalized. It's giving Kim Kardashian's sex tape and Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but it's fine. But despite its somewhat provocative beginnings, the series quickly attracted viewers by providing an entertaining, occasionally perplexing window into the everyday world of Utah's Latter-day Saints community, albeit a very dramatized version. Or maybe not. I don't know. This is their lives, you know? And I think that's where the Mormon church kind of comes in, and they don't appreciate the show that much. Needless to say, they don't like the show because they think it represents them in a bad way. And in one memorable 2-part episode, for instance, in the first season, the moms gathered for like a cocktail hour inspired soda party where drink specialists just concocted customized non-alcoholic beverages, playfully nodding to the Mormon prohibition on alcohol. But then the episode just casually pivots into surprising revelations, like several of the women get regular Botox together purely to enjoy the laughing gas, which is crazy. And 2 others admitted they'd attend joint ketamine therapy sessions. So it's just all kind of crazy. They're like the bad Mormons. So there are the sinners and the saints also. They kind of got labels. There's like the good girls and the bad girls. The girls that either like left the church or they have divorced. That makes you a sinner, I guess. And then there's the saints who still regularly attend church, still wear, garments and I don't know, are like true Mormons, I guess. But let's go over the season 1 cast. First, we have Taylor Frankie Paul, basically their queen. She's the leader and founder of the group. She has the most followers, and she kickstarted the soft swinging scandal. And in season 1, the drama with her was that she was pregnant with Dakota's baby, and she was trying to figure out if she wants to actually be with him or if she should leave him. But she ends up having the baby, but then there's cheating allegations at the end of the season. And then there's Demi, and people just loved her by the end of the show. She was like the hero in the show, and she was super empowering towards the other girls. But that little weird thing about Demi is that she met her husband Brett when she was 9 and he was 25, and he was also having children, and he was married at the time. Obviously, she didn't get married when she was 9. She got married when she was a little older and of age legally, but strange, and nobody really talks about it, and I find that a little strange. But by the end of season 1, everybody kind of thought that she would be the new leader of the group, potentially. But she was clearly the fan favorite. And the drama started for season 2 even before season 2 came out, because the poster for season 2 came out, and Demi was in the back of the group poster. She was in that back right corner, left corner, whatever you're looking at. And people were like, wow, what's happening? She was the fan favorite. Why is she in the back? Oh my God. And she just started to stir. And by then I forgot everything that happened. I had to recap season 1, but we'll get into that because Demi, she flips the script in season 2. She's so bitch. Anyway, then we move on to Jen Affleck. No, she's not related to Ben Affleck, even though she claims she was. And she basically had her husband labeled as the worst husband of the season because he was very controlling and rude. I don't think he changes that much in season 2, but a lot of people are like, oh my God, he has a redemption arc, but I think he's still kind of a piece of shit. But anyway, the drama surrounding Jen is that she kind of got dragged to a Chip and Dale show, and her husband did not appreciate that at all. And he was threatening to divorce her because she wasn't obeying him. And as a Mormon, wives are supposed to do what their husbands say. Even though she didn't inherently do anything, like she didn't do anything at the event, there was just like dancers dancing, and the text messages are disturbing from that. But it just kind of goes to show the dynamic between a lot of the husbands and the wives, and just like the men and women in general in this community, at least on the show. There's like the men are up here and the women are down here, and it's very hard to watch sometimes, especially with Zach and Jen. But at the end of the first season, Zach and Jen moved to NYC because he is going to medical school. And she kind of wanted to distance herself from the girls because she was a bit of an outcast by the end of the season. And then there's Jessie, who is just like CEO, founder of Jay-Z Hair, girl boss, basically. And she was actually the instigator for the whole Chippendale situation in season 1. And she's like a bad girl. She's like one of the center bad girls. And then there's Layla, who joined the Mormon church at 16, married at 19, got divorced at 21, and had 2 kids in there all together, which is crazy to me, but not uncommon in the community. And not much happened during season 1 for her. She was kind of a background character, but her big thing in season 1 is that she has never climaxed. I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway. And then there's Macy, who's just kind of friends with everyone and called out Taylor's man for his shitty behavior. She's a girl's girl. And at the end of season 1, she's on the phone with Jenna, who's a woman who claimed to be involved with Taylor Frankie Paul's baby daddy while he was first seeing Taylor. So as we know, that at the end of the season, Taylor's man, Dakota, was known to potentially be cheating, and we get those answers in season 2. And then there's Michaela. She was married at 16 and her husband was 21. Apparently that's legal where they're from. And she was also kind of a background character in season 1. And she was the one that had the birthday where Whitney showed up unannounced. And that was like the most awkward drama ever and seemed super scripted. And then Whitney Levitt, she's like the antagonist. She's like the villain in season 1, and she is kinda in season 2 as well. But she was the one that went viral for dancing with her sick RSV baby in the hospital. Here's a clip. Just so off color. And in the first season, her husband had a Tinder account that she found, and that was all really awkward, and some people thought that he might be gay also, and it was a whole thing. And they decided during that season whether they were going to stay